In climbing, you will encounter many ways to hold holds. But if you're to train which way to hold holds will be the best way to train. These are my true humble opinions. My name is Chang, and this is Which Grip Should You Train? Here we go. Universally agreed upon is the 20mm edge with the half crimp. But why this particular grip? Well, it's because it places your fingers in a very anatomically disadvantaged position. This means your fingers rely more on the muscle and tendons as opposed to the skeletal system. Here's what I mean. If you take your thumb and you fold crimp it, and then you open hand it, and then you half crimp it, you will realize that half crimping engages your forearm more. Now, why do we use the 20mm edge? Well, it's because for most people, the 20mm edge covers exactly one pad or one pad-ish of fingers, and that one pad coverage is very applicable to climbing on edges. But that edge side is also big enough so that the dry firing doesn't happen as often and your skin doesn't get completely torn to shreds, as opposed to using a smaller edge such as 10 or 5mm. The next grip to train will be the 3-finger drag on 15 or 20mm edge. Now, I chose this grip position because in climbing, when you have to do a really far-reaching move, you will often catch it in the 3-finger drag, and you will catch it at the tips of those fingers, which means this grip is a very essential grip to train if you wish to do reaching moves or if your wingspan just isn't that excellent. Now, with these two grips, you can do a lot of damage and you can improve your finger strength tremendously. But if I were to add one more grip just to get a trifecta going, it would have to be the half crimp on 10mm. This grip, because you will eventually encounter micro edges if you keep climbing hard enough. And when you encounter these micro edges, you want to make sure that your fingers know what's coming and that your body is ready for it. That's it. Now, if you're doing specific problems with specific holds, it does make sense to train those holds specifically. For example, let's say you're projecting a boulder with a lot of pockets, you should definitely train pockets. Likewise, if you're projecting a boulder with a lot of pinches, you should train pinches. Overall, there's no inherently wrong way or wrong grip to train, but do not make the mistake of training all the grips all at once. I believe choosing 2 to 3 grips to train for a certain duration of time is a lot more beneficial than choosing to train every single grip all the time. You should treat each grip position as its own very unique exercise. Here's what I mean. Say half crimp 20mm edge is its own exercise, half crimp 15mm edge is its own exercise, and half crimp 10mm edge is its own exercise. Likewise, open hand 20mm, own exercise, 3-finger drag 20mm, own exercise, fold crimp 20mm, it's its own exercise. Now, you may wonder how often should you train your fingers to improve them, and the answer is 2 to 3 times per week if you're just starting off. I want you to treat your fingers just like any other normal muscles: biceps, quadriceps, latissimus dorsi, and by looking at your fingers as just normal muscles, you can start to understand that you need to progressively overload them, and some weeks will be stronger, in which case you should take a deload, and that's just a book from bodybuilding bullshit. Anyways, that was the video, and I'll see you next time, partner.